Well guys, they did it. It finally happened. There's a great disturbance in the Force, and I think we've all felt it this time. The Rise of Skywalker is out in theaters, finally bringing an end to the not at all divisive Skywalker saga that started a long time ago, 42 years to be exact, in a galaxy far, far away. And let's just call that galaxy 1977. We had the original trilogy, then we got the prequel trilogy, and now we got the sequel trilogy. So the trilogy is all trilogied out, I guess. But hey, at least we got cute little baby Yoda as our ray of sunshine, right? And speaking of Rey, the Rise of Skywalker finally explained who and what she is, ending the debate once and for all. So let's talk about that, shall we? I'm sure you don't want me to spoil the movie for you, unless you do, which is weird and no fun for anybody, but hey, if you'd like to see it with a fresh set of eyes and be surprised by things that are supposed to be at least somewhat surprising, then leave now, but come back and watch this later, okay? Alright, and with that, I'm Greg Elliott, you're watching Screen Rant, and here's the truth behind Rey's parents and her real last name.
Do you want to know the truth about your parents? Or have you always known? You know the truth. Say it.
They were nobody.
Well, it turns out that's not exactly true. The Rise of Skywalker builds on that reveal from The Last Jedi, and while it doesn't completely retcon it outright, it's kinda hard to see it as anything else. Rey's parents were nobodies, but that's not the full truth since her dad was a somebody, the son of Emperor Palpatine. Oh, you didn't know Palpatine had a son? Yeah, neither did anybody else. Surprise! So that makes Rey the granddaughter of Emperor Palpatine. Surprise again! So here's how that works without totally breaking The Last Jedi's explanation. Obviously, being Palpatine's son doesn't really qualify as being a nobody, but Rey's parents decided to become nobodies in order to hide and protect her from Granddaddy Sith Lord. The movie doesn't really go too far into specifics, but it shows us her parents were killed on the Emperor's command, with the Sith dagger Rey later discovered being the instrument that did it. But their last act before they died was to get Rey safely to Jakku, keeping her out of the Emperor's gross gnarly hands. But we know not to underestimate the power of the dark side, so it was only a matter of time before the truth came out. They did give us a big hint when Rey accidentally force lightning the transport ship though, something that's most commonly associated with Palpatine. So Rey may be a Palpatine after all, but by the end of the film we finally discover what the Rise of Skywalker actually means. Rey buries Luke and Leia's lightsabers at his old home on Tatooine, and then ignites her own yellow lightsaber, announcing herself as Rey Skywalker, taking the heroic name that she deserves. Star Wars has always been about family, but in choosing Skywalker over Palpatine, honestly Skywalker just sounds cooler though, Rey doesn't let her lineage define her. Instead, she's defined by her choices and her decision to stick with the light. And in making Rey a Skywalker, it brings the saga full circle back to its roots. Luke was just a farm boy dreaming of bigger things, and as we know, it became a much bigger story, but Rey being a Skywalker in name but not in blood moves it back, reinforcing that anybody can be a hero and choose to do good no matter where they come from. So the big question is, was Rey always meant to be a Palpatine? Now, the Rey Skywalker thing feels like something that could have been mapped out years ago, but Rey Palpatine seems less obvious as he didn't really have a presence in the last two films. We know that Disney definitely changed a lot of things when they took control, but back in 2013, Ian McDiarmid did say Lucas originally told him the Emperor was, quote, absolutely dead, so it does feel more like a twist thought up after the fact than something that was planned right from the start. And since George didn't go to the premiere, my guess is that the saga didn't quite end the way he'd planned. So what did you think? Did everything proceed as was foreseen, or was it something they just did to placate the angry fans who hated The Last Jedi? Let us know what you think in the comments and keep coming back to Screen Rant for more Star Wars talk. I'm Greg Elliott, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Adios.